Atsushi, sorry that you have to take Mom to and from the hospital every time.
No, it's easy for me to go during the day on the weekdays. Don't worry about it. My name is Atsushi Kanzaki. I'm 28 years old, and I have a big brother 1 year older than me named Tatsumi. My brother and I live at our family home. Our family home was pretty large, and it was a house that my grandfather built. But our family didn't have a business that particularly needed anybody to take after it, so our parents had always told my brother and I that we can live our lives as freely as we wanted. See you later!
See you later.
When I was in elementary school, our mother became ill, and ever since then, she had to live in a wheelchair. At that time, we remodeled our house to make it fully accessible. Thanks to that, my mom was able to live pretty freely at home. She was able to cook and clean and do the laundry normally. But it was difficult for her to clean places or do grocery shopping, so most of the time myself or our helper at home would do it. Alright, Mom, I'm gonna come pick you up at noon, so be ready to leave around then.
Thank you, dear.
Rumi, thank you for looking after her again today.
Yes, see you later.
Just on the weekdays in the morning, we had a helper come over and support my mother at home. Anytime that moving by car was necessary, like going in from the hospital, I tried to do it because I had flexible hours. Our family home was a little bit far from the nearest train station, so it was a little inconvenient without a car. Yeah, maybe spring showers?
But don't spring showers start towards the end of March?
I don't remember. I'll take one hot coffee.
Coming right up.
I had a fiance named Sei Soma, and it was my daily routine to come and have a coffee at this cafe where Sei was the owner before going to work. I've been dating Sei for 3 years already.
Was today a hospital day for your mom?
Yeah, that's right. We both already met each other's parents, and we were planning on getting married next year. Right now, we were choosing our wedding venue and talking about where we would go on our honeymoon. My brother's getting married this year, too. And then, it was 2 months before my brother's wedding.
Kodako is saying that she wants to live in our house with us and is kindly agreeing to move in.
What? Really?
Given your mother's illness, I think it's our responsibility as the eldest son and his wife to live with her. And if I move in, then there's no need to hire a helper anymore either.
Oh, she's a good person. I completely assumed that when my brother got married, they would move in together to a new place. But it seemed that my brother's wife, Miss Kuriko, was being thoughtful of my mother's illness. In our situation, we would be grateful for the help, so there was no particular reason for me to be against it, but... Congratulations on your big day.
Oh, that reminds me. There's something I needed to tell you. We are going to take after your family home, my husband and I.
What?
You're old enough already, so can you hurry up and move out of the family home?
The wedding day was the turning point, and suddenly she started to put a lot of pressure on only me. I'm home. I brought Tokito over today.
Oh my, it's been a long time. How have you been?
Mrs. Kanzaki, it has been a long time. Here, I brought you a cake. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Oh dear, thank you.
Well then, I need to speak to Tokito, so I'm gonna take him to my room.
Who is that? Your friend?
Yes, this is the co-founder of my company and the CEO of the business. This is Tokito. He's also my friend from high school as well. Tokito, this is my big brother's wife, Miss Kuriko. Nice to meet you. Atsushi's family has taken good care of me over the years.
Anyway, you're not kids anymore, so can you stop inviting your friends over to the house when you're already 28 years old?
In these 2 weeks since my brother's wife moved into our family home, it had become the daily routine for Kuriko to quietly bully me like this. However, she would never do it in front of my brother or our parents.
That's Tatsumi's wife?
Yeah, it seems like she doesn't like me. And then, by the time 3 months had passed, her harassment had become even more harsh. I was no longer able to relax at home and was ready to give in.
I want to ask you, how much longer are you planning on living at home with your parents?
As I'm sure you know, Miss Kuriko, I'm the one that takes our mom to and from the hospital. Because of that reason, that's why I live at home here. And you don't have your driver's license, so...
That's nothing. I'll just take her to the hospital and a taxi, so it's fine.
Is that... so? I understand then. In reality, ever since Miss Kuriko moved in, we didn't have to hire the helper that we had asked for every morning on the weekdays. And it seemed like my mother and Miss Kuriko got along well. So I believed her and decided to move out of the house. I can understand that it would be annoying to have your husband's little brother around the house all the time. Hey, Tatsumi, I decided to move out and live on my own.
Really? But the house is so big, it's fine for you to live there.
Well, Karen said that she can take Mom to and from the hospital too. Plus, if I'm here, it means that they have to prepare one more meal for me, and I feel bad about that too.
Really? Okay then.
I'm gonna be getting married next year too, and maybe I could take this opportunity to look for an apartment that I can live in with Sei after we get married. Especially since Tatsumi and his wife were gonna be taking over after our family home. And so, about a month and a half after my brother's wedding day, I moved out from the family home and I moved into an apartment right in front of the train station.
I can't wait to move in here too.
Yeah.
I also wanted to live with your dad and your mom, Atsushi. I was looking forward to cooking together with your mom and to playing chess with your dad too.
I'm sorry, the plan suddenly changed since my brother and his wife were going to be living there.
It's fine, but we can go and visit your parents from time to time, right?
Yeah. However, about 3 weeks after I moved out of the family home, one day I received a phone call from my mom.
Atsushi, I'm sorry to ask you, but would you be able to take me to the hospital tomorrow?
I don't mind that at all, but what about Kuriko?
Apparently, she's a little busy tomorrow.
Sure, what time is your appointment then? I promised my mom that I would take her to the hospital in the afternoon, and I hung up the phone.
Sorry, Atsushi.
What are you saying? I told you, it's fine. Has anything changed since I moved out of the house?
Nope, everyone's doing well.
Really? Well, that's good. If you ever need anything, you can always call me.
Let's see, would you mind taking me grocery shopping on our way home?
Of course. After we finished up at the hospital and the grocery store, I took my mom back to the family house. But even though it was past 4 p.m. when we got there, my brother's wife Kuriko still hadn't gotten home. Can I put all this in the fridge, or is the freezer better? Whoa, it's rare for the fridge to be completely empty.
Oh, you can just leave it over there. I'll put it all away myself.
The house seems kind of messy. That's rare, even though my mom loves to keep it clean.
You can go back to work now. Thank you so much for today.
Sure, if you never need anything, Mom, you can call me anytime.
Thank you, honey.
The next weekend on Saturday, I had the day off of work. But my brother wanted to borrow a suit, and so he and his wife came to my new apartment, but...
Wow, this is a nice apartment. I guess it is a luxury building. The view is so nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting married next year anyway, so I wanted to get a place that I could live in together with Sei.
Alright, well, I'll take this to dry cleaning before I bring it back to you.
Yeah, that's a suit that I don't normally wear, so you can bring it back whenever. As usual, in front of my brother, Kuriko didn't take any attitude with me, and they went home quietly that day. But then... that day, I received a phone call from an unknown number, and when I answered it, Yes, hello?
Hey, even though you're just an employee at some company, how the hell can you buy such a good apartment in a high-rise building?
When I answered, the phone call was from Kuriko. I shouldn't have picked up. I believe I explained to you before, but I am the co-founder and the owner of a business.
You never told me that.
I did tell you. Previously, when the co-founder of my company, Tokito, came over to the house, I introduced him and I explained it to you.
All you said was that the guy named Tokito was the CEO of some company.
That's right. And I'm also a managing director.
You need to come back to the family house and look after your parents. Tatsumi and I will live over there.
Huh?
Why the hell should I have to look after a disabled person? And you get to live such a good life.
You're the one that told me you were going to look after my parents and kick me out of the house!
I am tired of living with your parents.
I couldn't forgive her for saying that. So as soon as I hung up the phone with her, I immediately called my brother.
You're saying that Kuriko doesn't want to live there?
Yeah. I'm also getting a little bit worried about Mom, so I'm thinking it would be good if the family gets together and talks about it once. I was thinking about coming home tomorrow. Will you be home then?
Yeah, I will be.
The next day, on Sunday, we decided to have a family meeting about what to do for the future. First of all, the reason why I was going to take after the family home in the first place is because I had flexible hours to help my mother with her illness. And plus, my fiancée Sei, who I'm going to marry next year, gets along well with my parents and kindly said that she wanted to live here with us.
That's right. You're the one that said you wanted to live here with my parents, and that's why my little brother moved out. So what do you mean you don't want to live here anymore at this point?
Because that this is unfair, that he gets to live by himself in such a good apartment, and he doesn't even look after his parents.
Like I said,
There, everybody. Let's calm down. Kureko, thank you for always taking care of me. Because of my legs, I'm sorry for all the trouble that I caused you.
My kind father and mother were flustered.
That's right. Even if you both move out, we can always hire a helper like we always have. And your mother and I can live here just fine. So you're welcome to live as you'd like.
My parents wanted to avoid a big fight, and in the end, Tatsumi and Kuriko were going to discuss it between the two of them. If I stayed any longer, I knew that I would get into a big argument with Kuriko, so I decided to leave as soon as possible.
Sorry about that. Seems she got a little jealous after she saw the apartment that you're living in, Atsushi.
Does that mean you're going to continue living here?
Yeah, sorry to cause such a commotion.
Okay. In the end, my brother and his wife were going to continue living with my parents, but it didn't make me any less worried about my family.
I see. It seems like your brother's wife is a little bit of a strange person.
Yeah, she is. So I'm worried about my mom.
If your brother and his wife ever say that they don't want to live there anymore, I still want to live there, so don't worry.
Yeah, thank you. About 2 months after the family discussion on a Friday night, it was my mother's birthday. Sei and I had made plans to go visit the family home, and after work I went to pick her up. The two of us arrived at the family home together, but...
Welcome. Come in, Sai. How have you been?
When we walked in, the house was a mess. And my mother seemed tired. And Sei and I walked into the living room. My dad and brother were sitting there with difficult looks on their faces, and Kuriko was shaking and completely pale. Did something happen?
I'm getting a divorce.
What?
It's my fault for not realizing sooner. But apparently, Kuriko wasn't taking Mom to and from the hospital at all. And today, my dad got a call from work on his cell phone from the hospital.
What?
The hospital was asking me if there was anybody that would be able to accompany your mom. And that recently your mom had been coming to the hospital in a nursing care taxi. But today, she fell over on the steps by the entrance. And that was when the hospital called me.
Did you get hurt anywhere? Are you okay, Mrs. Kanzaki? Oh, I'm totally fine. It was my own fault for being so clumsy, and yet my husband and Kanzaki are both being so dramatic.
No, it's because Kuriko said that she would take you to the hospital, and so I trusted her, and I wasn't worried about it. And yet, it turns out that Kuriko hadn't taken Mom to the hospital at all, not once.
Mom, is that why you were asking me to take you to and from the hospital every now and then? My mother was a truly kind person, and I think she didn't want to speak poorly about my brother's wife, but...
That's not all. First of all, since you moved out of the family house, Atsushi, it seems like Kuriko was never home during the day at all.
No way. Even though we stopped hiring a helper, there's so many things that Mom can't do by herself. My brother's wife was a full-time housewife, and since she said that she would look after our mother as soon as she moved into the family house, we had let go of the helper that used to come every morning to help my mom. So that's why ever since I left the family house, it's always been messy when I come over. When we would go grocery shopping, my mom was buying such a large amount of food, and yet the fridge was empty. I should have realized sooner.
Because? Do you have any idea how hard it is to move around with a disabled person?
What did you say?
Just because it's hard to move around, is that any reason to just leave her all day on her own? Why did you say that you wanted to move in here without being prepared for any of that?
Yeah, you're just working at some cafe, aren't you? Even though you can't even look after her yourself. Stop acting like you're some saint.
Because I was planning on moving in here, Mr. and Mrs. Kanzaki. Ever since Atsushi and I got engaged to get married, I had already started preparing to increase the staff at the cafe so that the cafe could function if I wasn't there every day. And yet, when I heard that you were going to be moving in, I felt like I had no choice, and so I accepted it.
Say!
After all this, Mom was worried about my relationship with Kuriko, and that's why she didn't talk to me or Dad about it.
If you didn't want to go to the hospital with her, then why didn't you just say so? If you just said it, then I could have gone with her. She fell over like today, and she got injured to the point of no return. What were you planning on doing?
Apparently, Kuriko was also asking for an allowance from your mom, saying that Tatsumi's salary wasn't enough, and they didn't have enough for her living expenses. Huh? But every month, I was leaving Kuriko with some money to hand to Mom to help with the bills and living expenses at home.
I never once received that. Instead, I heard that your salary was so low, Kanzaki, that even though you were living here with us wasn't enough to make ends meet, and I was so worried. Ah, I see. You were earning a normal salary. I'm glad to hear that.
Everybody was frustrated with Kuriko. Because my mom looked so relieved, we all lost the fire to go after her. Apologize to my mother.
I'm very sorry.
After that, my brother did get a divorce from Kuriko. But when they investigated, they realized that she was recklessly spending most of my brother's salary. And on top of that, apparently she had also laid her hands on the savings that my brother had from when he was still single. And with that money, as well as the money she squeezed out of my mom, she was going out to eat at luxury hotels with her own mother, or going to see expensive shows at the theater. We hired a lawyer, and we had her pay all of that back. Since they haven't been married for long, apparently the settlement fee didn't amount too much, but Kanzaki still received some in the divorce.
I'm truly sorry about this, Mom.
The following year, Sei and I got married, and now we're living in the family house with my parents. As for the apartment that I purchased, I hired a management company, and I've rented it out as an apartment.
Mrs. Kanzaki, can you make one more egg honey side up? I will grill the fish now. Once I'm done with my work today, let's go get the groceries together. Should we go a little bit further and make our way to Tosco? I wanna go.
Sei, thank you.
Say thank you.
My name is Kokieo Fuji. In my workplace, I had a brilliant boss that was beautiful and looked up to by a lot of the employees. But
Mr. Shidayagani, I heard that the contract with Monoha Company is going well.
Looks like you're doing a great job.
Yes, recently things have been going well.
But make sure you don't get carried away. Don't forget the last time your major contract was going well. You made a lot of mistakes after, right?
I remember. I will be sure to be extra careful.
Mr. Morita, you have a business trip next week, right? There's a lot of bugs in that area, so be careful. Oh my, I didn't know you also hate bugs, Mr. Morita.
Miss Saguchi.
What do you want?
Just as I thought, the second that I speak to her, her face and her tone of voice changed. Can you please double check this paperwork for the next project?
Sure.
Miss Iguchi, our manager, was cold only to me. Ever since the company party my first year on the job, she suddenly became cold towards me. And ever since then until now, there was a huge difference in the way that she interacts with the other employees and the way she interacts with me. But I don't have any memory of messing up at the party. I didn't even speak to Miss Iguchi. And yet, I have no idea why she seems to hate me.
It doesn't look like there are any problems with the material, but if you don't think about the way that you write the plan itself, it's hard to read and hard to understand how good of a plan it is. Also, for a simple project plan like this, you need to be able to finish them more quickly, otherwise it's going to be a problem in the future. I'll give you 1 hour to revise it.
Yes, ma'am. My stomach hurts. I've secured a bigger contract than Mr. Shita Yanagi before. I don't make many mistakes at work, and I also go on more business trips than Mr. Morita. But I've never had a conversation with Miss Iguchi in that way before. There is a lot more expected of me than everybody else, but she always comes after me for the things I couldn't accomplish, and she's never once complimented me. It would be one thing if that was just the type of person that she was, but she compliments other people a lot, and the fact that I'm the only one she doesn't compliment makes me feel confused. Miss Iguchi must really not like me, but I also don't like her and how she's only cold to me. The fact that my boss was so cold to me was actually a really big stress inside of me. Oh, and there's a cell phone on the ground. And not only that, but that cell phone case is the same as Miss Iguchi's?
Don't touch that!
What? What? What the hell? I was just trying to be nice and pick it up for her. Does she hate me that much she doesn't even want me to touch her belongings? When I was a student or when I was working part-time, I never had any issues with my relationship with people. Anywhere I went, people complimented me for getting along with everybody. And until now, I never had any experience of being blatantly disliked by somebody. That night, I went to a pub and sank myself in alcohol before getting on the last train to head home. Once I got to the nearest train station, I could get home within a 10-minute walk. And that's why, once I was on the train, I was basically home already. That's what I thought, and I was relieved. But then...
Sir? Sir, this is the last stop.
What?
It's the last stop. The train is going now, so please, you also need to go home.
I'm sorry. I'll get up immediately. Oh no. I drank too much and I got too sleepy. I must have fallen asleep on the train and came all the way to the last stop. This is my first time coming to a place like this. What? Where am I? Shiranai Station? What do I do?
Are you okay?
What?
I was actually on the same train as you. But you seemed to be in quite the deep sleep, so I was a bit worried about you when I saw you.
That's embarrassing. I had a few drinks and then I overslept. I was hoping that maybe a taxi might come by the station.
At this hour, there aren't any taxis around this area.
What? Really?
Not only that, but even on the taxi, it's an area where it's almost impossible to get a taxi.
Is that so? It's over.
Whereabouts do you live?
It's actually all the way in Shitaru City.
Wow, you overslept by quite a lot.
Yes, I've completely messed up.
If you'd like, I could take you in my car.
But it's already this late at night and you're on your way home, aren't you?
I have the day off tomorrow, so it's fine.
He seems like a really good person. Maybe I will accept. Well then, would you mind if I take you up on that?
Sure, my car is in the train station parking lot, so why don't we head there together?
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. And so, this man who kindly spoke to me at the train station was going to drive me closer to my house.
You said that you were drinking before, but are you feeling okay?
Thank you for being so thoughtful. I'm fine. And I'm sorry, I must reek of alcohol.
No, please don't worry about that.
I don't normally drink this much, but I messed up.
Did something happen that made you want to drink that much? If you'd like, I'd be happy to listen.
This guy, he's such a good person. Thank you very much. Actually, my boss at work really hates me, and that's taken a toll on me.
I see.
And that person is kind of the majority of the employees, but for some reason she's cold and strict only to me. Even though she's always complimenting other people for the same things, she never compliments me. And she yells at me a lot more than other employees. How do I say this? It makes me feel like I'm a failure and I'm losing my confidence.
I see. I understand. It's tough when there's such a difference in how you're viewed and rewarded.
But in the beginning, it wasn't like that.
Oh, really?
Yes. When I first entered the company, this person, she was also kind to me. And she's someone that's really good at her job and good at compliments, and I really respected her.
I see. That is quite sad.
But then out of nowhere, she suddenly became cold to me. And she became strict only towards me. And I can only think that means that she started to hate me. I used to think she was a wonderful person, so the devastation was big.
But perhaps that boss actually has some high expectations for you, and that's why she's like that.
Expectations?
When I was a kid, my parents used to say it a lot. We know you can do it. That's why we're being strict. If we didn't think you could meet these expectations, we would get mad at you. I remember them saying that too.
I'm the type to be strict on myself, so I do wish that my boss would compliment me. Maybe that's a childish way of thinking, and I can't be so spoiled.
No, they do say that the best bosses will look at the type of person that their staff is and change the way that they scold them. Though in reality, she should be following up more properly so that somebody like you doesn't crumble.
My old boss used to be really kind like you. When I'm speaking to you, it makes me think of the way that she used to be.
Seems like you really looked up to that boss of yours.
Yes. And that's why I didn't want her to dislike me. I also didn't want to end up disliking her. While he was driving me back to my place, this kind person even listened to my complaints. Perhaps because there was still alcohol in me, I said a lot of pathetic things. But that person didn't laugh at me once, and he kindly listened. And then, when we got close to my house, I thanked him for driving me all the way back. Truly, thank you very much. Here, this is some gas money. Would this be enough?
Please, you don't need to worry about that.
And also this. I wrote down my name and my phone number here. If I dirtied your car or anything like that, please contact me. And also, if it's okay with you, I'd like to thank you properly again. Would it be possible for me to ask for your contact information?
You seem like you're a very put-together person. I can't see you as somebody that would be disliked by their boss. You've thanked me more than enough. But I would like to ask how things are going with your boss after, so shall we speak again sometime?
Yes! His name was Yuji Tamori. I exchanged contact information with Mr. Tamori, and we parted ways that day. And then, a couple days later, I received a phone call from Mr. Tamori after work, and he invited me out to a meal. Of course, I said yes, and I headed towards the restaurant to meet him.
Good evening, Mr. Aofuji.
Good evening. Thank you very much for the other day. I was really happy to receive a phone call from you.
Me as well. I'm happy to be able to talk to you again. There's one more person coming, so do you mind waiting a little bit?
Oh, of course not.
I'm sure they'll be here soon. Oh, there she is, my sister. Over here.
Sister?
Hello.
What? Miss Iguchi is your older sister, Mr. Tamori?
I'm already married, and I married into my wife's family. That's why I took her last name.
Oh, so that's why you have different last names. But how are you able to realize that your sister was my boss?
When you were on the train, you must have been sleep-talking. And you were saying, yes, this is Aofuji from Yotsuba Company. And that's when I thought maybe you worked at my sister's company and you caught my attention.
Oh, that's embarrassing. But then, if you knew that, is that why you drove me back to my house?
I suppose so. After that, I spoke to my sister about the person that overslept on the train to the last stop. I told her it was somebody from the same company. But then my sister said that she wanted to apologize, and that's why I set up this dinner.
Apologize?
You were so stressed out that you drowned yourself in alcohol, right? Because of me.
That's right! Because I spoke to Mr. Tamori, he knows that everything I was complaining about was Miss Iguchi. And now she knows!
I didn't come here to yell at you. I came here to apologize. I have high expectations of you, Mr. Aofuji. That's why I was so strict. But that was causing you stress, wasn't it? I'm sorry. If anything, I felt like I was going to spoil you too much, and that's why I was trying to be more reserved. But it seems like that turned into me behaving really coldly. I'm truly sorry.
Miss Iguchi.
Also, it wasn't my intentions to be cold towards you.
What? What do you mean?
Sis, if you feel bad about it, then why don't you just say that?
Well, what I mean is, it's not that I feel bad about it. It's the opposite.
The opposite of bad?
When I started paying attention to you, Mr. Aofuji, was at the company party that year. On that day, there was a group of male employees that were speaking poorly of me. Apparently, they didn't like the fact that I was a woman and I was on track to be promoted before them. But because I was used to it, I was just trying to ignore them during the party. But at that moment, you scolded them for me and said, I don't think it's good to be gossiping in the shadows like that. Even if it meant that those employees might get their eye on you, you still spoke up for me, and I felt for you. Ever since that day, whenever I would see you, my heart would start racing, and I couldn't handle it. I would start to forget that I was your boss and get too excited, and I was desperately holding in it. I'm sorry. Because I don't know how to control my emotions, I acted weirdly and made you misunderstand. Mr. Aofuji, are you okay?
Sis, you got way too excited and you were dumping your feelings onto him.
I'm sorry. I'm sure it's only going to trouble you even more if I'm just throwing my feelings at you one-sidedly. I'll hold it in.
No. You don't need to hold it back.
What?
I'm really relieved that it's not that you hate me, and I'm happy to hear that you actually like me. Ever since I first entered the company, I thought that you were such a kind and amazing person. And yet you suddenly started becoming cold towards me, and that was really hard.
Koki?
Thank goodness! When I was listening to Mr. Alfuji talk, I felt like he was really struggling because the person that he likes didn't like him. And so I thought that if you spoke to each other, you'd be able to work it out. Looks like the both of you like each other.
Like each other? I suppose that's what this means.
So, aren't you gonna go out?
What?
If I asked you to date me, Mr. Alfuji, would you date me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good, that's good!
I never could have imagined that the boss that I thought hated me, in fact, actually liked me. Now that the misunderstanding was gone, the distance between us instantly became closer, and I couldn't believe that we were dating. But when Miss Iguchi confessed her feelings to me, I knew that I had always liked this person. Because I thought that she disliked me in order to run away from the pain in my heart, I was just trying to convince myself that I also didn't like her.
Oh, by the way, the lock screen for my sister's cell phone. You're actually in it, Mr. Alfuji.
Huh?
No. It's not what you think it is. When we went on the employee vacation, when I took a photo of the beautiful view, you just happened to be in the photo. You're really, really small in it, and I didn't realize until after I took the photo, but it's a photo that I like, including the fact that you're in it, so I couldn't delete it.
Wait a minute. The reason why you panicked when I was about to pick up your cell phone, is it because you were embarrassed for me to find out about the photo?
Yeah, I didn't know what I would do if you were grossed out if you saw that.
The reason why she was being so strict, the reason why she was being so cold to me, and the reason why she didn't want me to touch her phone were all because she actually liked me. Miss Iguchi, you're way too cute.
What?
Oh, wait, that's not right. When we're not at work, I'm going to call you Miyu from now on.
I might die of happiness now.
What? Hey, don't say that! Even though I struggled with Miss Iguchi being so strict to me until now, thanks to that, I had developed a lot more skills more quickly than those around me. When I think about it like that, I don't think it was so bad that she was being so strict to me. The people in our company still don't know that she and I are dating. And the reason why I'm only getting better and better at work is because the harder I work, she sweetly compliments me now. And I'm only working harder because of that. But that's still our little secret.
I'm Mamoru Niyama. I'm 28. This is my girlfriend. I've been dating her since college, so we've been dating for about 7 years now.
Hello. Hi, Hirona. Welcome.
We're here!
This is a nice surprise. What brings you guys here?
Well, I got some big news. We're thinking about getting married.
What?
Is Dad around?
Yeah. Hey, come out here! Mamoru and Hirona are finally getting married!
What?
You didn't tell them ahead of time?
Nope, I knew they'd be home, and I wanted to see how they react.
You should have told us ahead of time. I would have bought cake or something. You guys want something to drink?
We gotta celebrate!
They look pretty happy.
I'm happy too.
I'm gonna make her the happiest girl ever.
It's almost my birthday and my parents asked me what I wanted. What did you all get for your birthday?
Hirona seemed really happy, and that made me smile too, but back when she was in college, things weren't so easy for her.
I got some nice makeup stuff! I got a designer bag. What about you, Hirona? Me? Food, I guess.
I like to eat, so... Food? You're funny, Hirona.
Momose-san, can you lend me a hand? Professor Fuji asked me to help him out with a few things, and I could use a hand.
Oh, okay. See you later, guys. Okay, bye! So, what does Professor Fuji need help with?
Oh, that, I lied.
Huh?
Whenever your friends talk about family and stuff, you always look really upset, so I just wanted an excuse to get you out of there. Sorry if I'm overthinking this, but...
No, not at all. You're right. Thanks. The thing is, I can't even remember the last time I got a birthday gift.
Things at home were a bit complicated for her. Her mother passed away years ago due to an illness. She lived with her father for a while. And then when she was 10, he got remarried to a woman with a daughter. But her new mom and sister, they weren't very nice to her. Her father was a good person, but he was always away on business, and they always picked on her when he wasn't around. I had no idea.
When Dad's around, they act all nice to me, so he has no idea. And every year on my birthday, they always say they're gonna get me something nice, but they never get me anything.
Did you talk to your dad about this?
No, I don't want to worry him.
I see. When's your birthday?
25th of next month.
That's pretty soon! Alright, I'll get you something nice then.
Huh?
Well, don't expect anything too crazy. You might not like it, so...
But why?
I don't know. I guess I just want to see you smile.
Huh?
It was pretty obvious, and I'm sure she noticed, but I had a crush on her. After hearing about her family, I wanted to do something to help her. A month later, I got her a necklace for her birthday. Then I asked her out, and she said yes! She loved the gift, and she still wears it to this day. Okay, well, that takes care of that. I guess that leaves your parents.
Yeah.
Your dad will be back soon, right?
Yeah, and I already told him too. But the other two, I don't know how they react.
No worries. I've never met them before, but I'm sure we'll figure this out. I've always been there for her. Sometimes she came over to my house crying. My parents knew about her family too, and my mom was always worried about her. After college, she moved out and got her own place. Things improved after that, but her mom and sister, they still gave her a hard time whenever they saw her. Anyways, a week later, I went over to her house to say hello. I'm Mamoru Niyama. Hirona and I started dating in college. I'm sorry it took me this long to introduce myself.
Oh, relax, it's fine. I was always away on business, so it's not your fault. She's told me a lot about you, Mamoru. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure. He seems nice, but those two, why are they looking at me like that?
So, you guys set a date for your wedding?
Not yet, we're still looking around.
Alright, well, once you set a date, let me know as soon as possible. I need to adjust my schedule accordingly, so...
Alright.
Thank you.
Dad, don't you have to get back to work?
Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me. I wish I could stay for longer, but... I gotta run! Sorry, guys!
Sure. Well, I don't think we have anything to talk about, so why don't you go home?
I knew it. Fine.
Actually, hold on. I'm getting married too, so you guys have to postpone your wedding. What? I'm your older sister. What would people think if you got married before me? You can't get married until I do, got it? Okay. He didn't look like much. Yeah, but in a way, they make a good couple. Sorry, Mamoru.
I don't mind. Come on, let's go home.
Okay.
Don't you worry, Hirona. I'm going to protect you no matter what. So we waited for her sister to set a date, but nothing was happening. Then finally, after a few months, she set a date for her wedding. And since I was Hirona's fiance, she sent me an invitation as well. Her sister's wedding went on as planned. Now we could finally get married. Can't wait for our wedding!
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't want to invite her mom and sister. But since they were family and they invited me to their wedding, I decided to send them an invitation. The day before the wedding...
Okay, got it. Be careful.
What did he say?
He's still abroad and his flight got delayed. He said he's gonna be a bit late to the wedding.
Oh no. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
And so, we had to start the wedding without him. But he called us right before the wedding and told us he was on his way, so we weren't that worried. But then...
Why is her wedding better than mine? This is ridiculous! Don't worry about it, dear. She's just trying to show off. Don't let her get to you. Screw that! She's trying to rub it in my face!
Settle down!
You stay out of this! No, come on! I'm gonna go talk to her. Fine.
Wait!
Hirona, what do you think you're doing, huh? You think you're better than me or something? Uh-huh. And your older sister. Your wedding can't be nicer than mine. Why can't you understand that?
Are you serious right now? Stop it. We postponed our wedding just for you. Isn't that enough? And everything was already decided before your wedding. We didn't try to make our wedding better than yours. Please go back to your seat.
Screw you! Your husband is so rude! Don't talk about him like that! He's pathetic. Whatever. I guess this is what happens when two losers get married. This wedding is a mess. Maybe we should just go.
Stop it, you two! That's enough! Many of my clients are here too! Stop embarrassing me in front of them!
What? Why are your clients here?
Cause Niyama-san works there! He's a section chief there! And his bosses are here too!
I don't care! Her wedding can't be better than mine!
What?
Stop this already! What's wrong with you? Seriously! You're embarrassing yourselves. Do you even realize that?
What did you say?
Yeah, he's right!
If you got a problem, go home!
What?
Stop it, both of you!
Dad...
Hirona, Mamoru, congratulations. Sorry I'm late. And I'm sorry about those two.
Huh?
I arrived a few minutes ago and I heard everything she said. I thought you guys got along just fine, but I had no idea. They're horrible people. This isn't how you treat family.
Hold on, Daddy. It's not like that. Yeah, she's just drunk, that's all.
Hirona, Mamoru, after the wedding, tell me everything. Tell me everything they did to you and I'll set things straight.
Sir. After Hirona's father arrived, the two of them stopped talking. Then, that night, we told him everything. All the horrible things they'd done to Hirona. He was shocked. By the end, he was crying. He apologized to her over and over again. A few days later, he got a divorce and threw them out of the house. And Arona's sister, her husband left her as well. After the way she behaved at the wedding, he wanted nothing to do with her.
Sorry they ruined our wedding.
Oh, stop it already. I said it's okay.
Okay, but still, I feel really bad about what happened.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. And it wasn't all bad. Thanks to your father, they're out of our lives for good now, so overall, I think everything worked out.
Mamoru, I'm so glad you came into my life, Mamoru. I love you so much.
Love you too, babe. It's time to move on with our lives.
Yeah.
My parents loved Hirona as if she were their own daughter. And Hirona's father came by the house more often after we got married. He was worried that those two might come back and try something, but we never heard from them once after that, so I don't think we got anything to worry about. Anyways, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out.
Alright, Shibuya, good luck at your next place. It's unfortunate that you became ill, but don't push yourself too much. If you ever need anything, you can contact me at any time.
Mr. Aono, thank you very much. Thank you for looking after me during my time here. My name is Ryo Shibuya, 29 years old. Until this moment, I had been working at a so-called major company. But a few months ago, I suddenly started to experience dizziness and hearing problems. And when I went to the doctor, they told me it'd be difficult for me to continue in working in such a high-pressure company environment. And today, I officially resigned. Well then, I guess I need to prioritize my own life now and live my life. After all that, I really did work hard these last 7 years. Of course, I was upset about it, and when I thought about my life ahead, there were nights that I became so uneasy that I couldn't sleep. The company where I was working was a major candy manufacturer, and although it was a high-pressure environment, I felt a reward in doing my work, and it was a fun job that I liked. At the workplace, I was told that I would definitely get promoted soon, and I also thought that to be true too. And in the 7 years since I started working there, I actually did produce a lot of results, and they rewarded me accordingly.
Hey, why are you standing there? Stop slacking on your work!
I'm sorry. I was just getting a little dizzy. The sudden dizziness and ringing in my ears started troubling me about a few months ago during work.
You pretend like you have skills, but in reality, you're really not all that. You're just over your capacity.
And can you please keep it down a little? For about 2 months after it started, I was trying not to let it bother me too much, but the dizziness and ringing in my ears was becoming too unbearable that I went to the doctor. Does that mean that you left the symptoms for a while after they started? I was so busy with work that I wasn't able to find time to come. There are illnesses that require immediate attention and treatment. You need to prioritize your health more. According to the doctor and my own symptoms, it was declared that it would be dangerous to continue working at my current company. And regretfully, I was left with no choice but to make the decision to resign.
How unfortunate. With this, no matter where you end up going next, you'll probably never get promoted. You only have yourself to blame for not being able to take care of yourself. Your life is over.
As for my colleague Kuzusumi, who was never able to win against me at work, he was happy that I became ill and had to resign. But no matter the reason, it meant that I may have lost in the battle. There was no way that I wasn't upset about that. That being said, if I push myself now to the point of no return, then there may not be anything left at all. When I thought about my future, I was so uneasy that everything in front of me looked pitch black. But in order to try to have a change of heart, I decided to interview with a few companies. And then there was a small company downtown that gratefully still hired me after I spoke to them about my medical condition. It was a small homey company, and I decided to work there. It's a completely different scale and approach from my previous company, but the type of work is still the same. That company was also a candy manufacturer that makes seasonal candies for candy shops, department stores, and boutiques. The CEO who interviewed me seemed like a really warm person.
Our company barely has any overtime, and you can relax plenty on your days off, too.
Thank you very much.
Well, speaking to you is really interesting, Mr. Shibuya. I could tell that you've been working with a lot of passion at the major candy manufacturing company. From today, you're going to be making candies together with us now.
I look forward to working with you.
Do you like jellies and gummy candies?
Yes, I love them. In my new workplace, I'm going to do what I can within my ability. However, on my first day at my new job, this company that I joined as a mid-career hire was a candy manufacturer founded over 60 years ago. There were only about 30 employees total. There were 8 part-timers, and the main department where I was designated to had about 12 employees hired. Other than that, everybody else was working at the factory, but... if you have the data from Company A where I can compare last year and this year's orders, I'd like to use it as reference.
Oh, looks like we don't have last year's data. Sorry.
What?
The other day I spilled coffee on it on top of my desk. Sorry.
That's such a company loss.
Mr. Shibuya, you also have an illness, so there's no need to push yourself. Would you like to try our new product, the pudding?
Yes, thank you very much. The CEO and all the employees are all great people, but there was one problem. In the main department, people were separated into sales and planning and development, but both were managed in an analog way, and it seems that none of the data was organized. Sir, pardon me, would it be okay if I turned some of the paperwork into data? I was thinking it may be useful for future research.
I'd be grateful for that, but you don't need to push yourself to do it.
That's right, Mr. Shibuya. Please don't push yourself, and anytime you feel tired, you're welcome to take breaks as you go along.
Thank you very much. This was the CEO's daughter and employee, Miss Yuria Fukamachi. She was especially thoughtful about my well-being, and she often came over to check in on me like this.
If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate and you can always come to talk to me.
Thank you very much. To be honest, in the beginning, I thought it was amazing that this company was able to maintain such good business when the internal material organization was like this.
The chestnut dumplings and potato cakes that you just launched had great sales. I'll send you the items that we want to order from the catalog next month later.
All of our business partners were also companies that we had been working with for many years. There was a lot of depth to the relationships. This is interesting in a different way from my last company. And then, after about 3 months passed since I joined the company, I was able to work efficiently in the office. In between my responsibilities, I was turning some of the paperwork into data, and I was just trying to make the work more efficient. But then... Yes, I did! From now on, all you have to do is input these numbers into this file, and I think that it would decrease the amount of work that everyone has to do.
This is amazing! Sometimes I spend the entire day out, and I tell myself I'll file the paperwork tomorrow, and tomorrow it just piles up. Does that mean that you were going on organizing all the data, Mr. Shibuya? You're amazing!
Seriously, it's a huge help.
Well, I can see why you were working at such a major company before. You really are amazing, Rio.
Not at all. Over the last 3 months since I joined this company, I've been able to properly relax on my days off, so my health has been more steady. and I'm truly glad that I was able to work here. Thank you. Everybody was grateful to me in the company, and about 6 months after I joined, I was living a life without any stress from work.
Thanks to you, Mr. Shibuya, I was able to do my work more smoothly. And now instead, I don't have enough work anymore. But does anybody have any good ideas?
Exactly. Thanks to Mr. Shibuya and his sales client list, I'm still succeeding in getting new clients, and I also have plenty of time left over after that. I can focus on something else too.
Me too. Recently, all of the new product development had been a huge hit thanks to Mr. Shibuya's advice, and our orders are only increasing.
Actually, I've been doing a little research into the marketing tactics of other companies. I've had an idea. Because our company has the advantage of being close to all of our customers, I wanted to ask what you thought about putting more effort into our OEM. Even currently, I'm sure that some of the boutique shops ask us about product packs or sets that we could offer for special occasions.
I see.
That's a great idea. It's true, a lot of the supermarkets and other businesses ask us about small set packs and prices for when they have events.
Exactly. If we can make that happen, and it seems like we'll be able to receive orders from prepackaged sets of the candies in addition to the regular orders that they place with us.
That's amazing!
And then, that suggestion was a huge hit. We had always been selling sets of our company candies in a pack, but this time, we secured a number of partner manufacturers to be able to sell candy sets with more variety than ever before.
Well, that was a brilliant idea.
This bakmunchen cake is so delicious.
It's great that we were able to work together with other candy manufacturers, and we were also able to introduce a baked sweets division that we hadn't had in our face before. I never imagined that the day would come for us to be making baked goods. After 1 year of being in the company, it had nearly doubled in revenue and was continuing to grow.
Mr. Shibuya, what do you think about this?
Mr. Shibuya, this is the plan for the new product, but what do you think?
Mr. Shibuya, this is the sample for the new product. Can you please give me your thoughts and advice on it?
The workplace was truly always positive. For someone like me who was always competing until then, I was truly able to work comfortably and at ease in this company.
Mr. Shibuya, here's your coffee.
Thank you very much. Hey, Rio, you want to get a drink with me tonight after work? The Japanese sake jelly at this restaurant is really delicious, and I thought it might give us some good ideas for the next product development. Yes, I'll go.
I think I'll join you guys.
I'd also like to join.
Me too.
I often went out to eat with my colleagues from work too, and I was living a life that was completely different from when I was at my previous company.
Mr. Shibuya, may I walk with you to the train station?
Yes, but wait, where's the CEO?
Apparently, he's going to go for one more drink with Mr. Namuta.
Oh, really? It's gotten pretty warm lately, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Mr. Shibuya, how has your health been since joining our company? Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too much?
About that. In my previous workplace, when I first started getting dizziness, I would get ringing in my ears and clouded vision multiple times a week, and it was a struggle. But ever since I started working at this company, maybe because I've been able to rest properly, I only get dizzy a handful of times per month, and the doctor has said that my symptoms have really settled. However, he did say that it's a condition I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life.
Mr. Shibuya, if I remember correctly, didn't you say in the office before that you're not dating anybody right now?
Yes, that's right. About that, when I was at my previous company, I thought that the reason why I wasn't able to get a girlfriend was because of the workload and how busy I was. But since I still don't have a girlfriend, I think it's simply that I'm not popular. And plus, because I also have my illness, recently I've started to think that maybe I'm okay with being single for the rest of my life.
To tell you the truth, ever since you joined the company, I've liked you, Mr. Shibuya. I like how smart you are and how everybody can rely on you. So, inclusive of your illness, I would like to be your support, Mr. Shibuya, if you would be willing to have me.
What? Are you sure you're okay with me? My symptoms may be settled now, but before I came here, my illness was honestly pretty bad. And during that time, there were days that I wouldn't be able to get out of bed for days. And there's no telling if days like that might come back again or when.
I would love to be your support. Would that be okay with you?
I would be the happiest man ever. And in that way, I got in a relationship with the CEO's daughter, Yuria. Before I started my new job, I thought that my life ahead was probably going to be quiet and alone, but...
So, I heard that you're going to do the favor of dating Yuria. Are you sure? That you're fine to settle with this? If it's you, Rio, surely you'd be able to date someone much more refined and beautiful than her, though.
Hey, Dad! Please don't be so rude. What are you going to do if Mr. Shibuya changes his mind about this?
Never. And if anything, she's far too good for me.
Is that so? Well then, I suppose that means that in the future, you're gonna be the one to take after this company, Rio. In that case, our company future is set to be a success.
Our relationship and the potential for the future was celebrated by the CEO and my colleagues. And 1 year later, I was engaged to Yuria. By the time 2 years had passed since I had joined the company only continued to increase its business scale. And we expanded to have 4 sales offices, as well as 1 additional factory as well. And then, the same woman who told me she wanted to support me that day was now living with me. And she really is supporting my life in every way. I really am so glad that I changed companies to here, even though back then I was full of anger.
Rio, have you taken your medicine?
Yes, I have. And at that turning point, I was at a client company to attend a business meeting, when by pure coincidence, I ran into my former boss from my old company.
Rio! You look like you're doing well. At the time, you really seemed like you were struggling, but now you look a lot healthier than you used to.
Mr. Aono, long time no see, sir.
I heard that you're working hard at Fushigi Manufacturers. The rumors have even reached our offices. You were featured in that industry article, and you took the interview with your CEO, didn't you? I read it.
Oh, thank you very much. My current workplace is full of new ideas. Every day feels fresh, and I've been enjoying working there.
Fushigi Manufacturers are small, but both the flavors and the reputation are both great for a candy manufacturer. So I think you moved to a good company.
Thank you very much. How's everyone in the department? Are they doing well?
Yeah. That reminds me, you remember Kuzuzumi, don't you? He actually resigned last month.
What?
The major company that he took over from you when he left, he made a mistake that there was no recovering from, and they terminated their contract with us.
What? Oh, really?
Even after you left, he was speaking poorly of you in a pretty loud voice around the department, so he'd already made a lot of enemies in the office. And after that mistake, I think he wasn't able to stand being there anymore.
After catching up with Mr. Aono that day, we promised each other to get a drink together someday, and then parted ways. When I heard the story about Kuzuzumi resigning from the company, it didn't make me feel better at all. However, it did make me think about how happy I truly was now. I'm back for the sales meeting! We were able to secure a large contract! Yay!
Great job, Mr. Shibuya. I'll pour your coffee now.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Rio, can you try this new product while you have your coffee? Is it good? It's the one I developed myself.
This is great! Is that mochi inside of this? It's got texture and it's delicious.
Actually, it's white mochi, but we had trial after trial and got it to this product.
This is going to sell for sure.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right? I was thinking about giving them as many gifts at you and Yuria's wedding.
Oh, so that's not a product that sells a company then? That following spring, Yuri and I got married. The CEO absolutely insisted, and our wedding cake was adorned with candies from our company. And he kindly provided the most gorgeous, luxurious wedding cake I had ever seen.
I'm the happiest woman.
I swear to make you happy. At one time, I was in the middle of the darkness with no light in sight. But thanks to this company and Yuria, I was able to live a bright life full of light now.
When quitting the job, it's true that you can feel a heavy devastation, but the skills that you learned there were never a waste. As the saying goes, you are a product of your experiences, but there's no such thing as a wasted experience. That's how I felt watching this. Well then, bye-bye.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications.